He finished, and all were silent as if spellbound in the shadowy hall. At last Alcinous spoke.
Well, Odysseus, since you have come as far as my brazen walls and lofty roof, I don't think you will look a foiled adventurer when you get home, even if you have had plenty of trouble. And now, gentlemen, I have a bolt in my quiver for you, who have always been welcome to drink my best company wine and to hear my musician. The clothes are all packed in that coffer for our guest, with the fine gold plate and all the other gifts which our counselors have brought. I propose now that we offer him a large tripod and a cauldron apiece. We will collect the cost afterwards in the town. It would be too bad to let each man bear all himself.
They were quite content with this proposal and dispersed to their homes for the night. As soon as the first rosy fingers of dawn appeared, they made haste to the ship with the useful brassware. Alcinous was careful to stow away these things with his own royal hands, packing them under the benches so that the men might not damage them in rowing. The givers went on to the royal mansion and made ready for their banquet. Odysseus turned his head ever and anon to the shining sun, impatient for his setting, for he was eager to be gone. As a man longs for his meal, when although the day his broken oxen draw the plough over the fallow field until his knees fail under him while he plods along, and he is glad to see the sun set and leave him to his dinner, so Odysseus was glad to see the sun set. At once he addressed the company, Alcinous in particular, and said,
My lord Alcinous, most illustrious prince, now pour out your liberations and let me go in peace, and be good with you all. For what my heart desired has been now brought to pass, a friendly escort and friendly gift, which may the gods in heaven bless. May I return to my home and find my faithful wife and my dear ones safe and sound. May you who remain make happy your own wives and children, and may the gods grant you success of every sort, and may no evil thing befall your people.
Odysseus rose and passed the two-handled cup to Arete, saying to her,
May it be well with you, queen, forever until old age and death shall come, as they come to all men. Now I depart, a blessing on you in this house, and your children, and your people, and their king Alcinous.
With these words, Odysseus stepped over the threshold. As four fine stallions in a team leap like one, when touched up with the whip, and gallop along the road with bounding paces, so her stern bounded aloft on the purple wave which followed big over the surrounding sea. Steady and straight she ran, not even the peregrine falcon could have kept up with her, and he is the most rapid of all winged things. So she cut swiftly through the waves, and she carried a man whose mind was as wise as the gods. Long years he had suffered great tribulation and sorrow of heart, wars on land and voyages over the stormy seas, and now he slept quietly, forgetting all his troubles. When that brightest of stars rose, which comes to tell us that the dawn is near, the traveling ship was drawing close to an island. There is a harbor of Phorcys, the old man of the sea, in the island of Ithaca. 2 headlands enclose it, with the steep sides sloping down to the harbor mouth, to shelter it from the waves which boisterous winds may raise outside. Once inside, ships of good size can lie without mooring when they come within mooring distance. At the head of this harbor is an olive tree covered with its long leaves, and the near tree is a beautiful dusky cave, sacred to the nymphs who are called naiads. In the cave there are great bowls and 2-handled jars of stone, and in these bees' hives of honey. There are also tall poles of stone like beams of a loom, where the nymphs weave webs of sea purple wonderful to behold. There are springs of water never dry. It has 2 doors, one turned to the north, by which mortal men may descend, one on the south, meant rather for the gods, by which men do not enter, but this is the road of the immortals. In that harbor they sailed, for they knew it well. The ship ran up on the beach, half her length with a dash. For the oarsmen put a good pace on her. The men leapt on shore and carried Odysseus out, rolled up in his blanket and a white sheet, and laid him down on the sand, still heavy with sleep. All his goods were brought out by the sturdy fellows from the places where they had been packed and forethought of Athena. These were piled in a heap under the olive tree off the road, so that no chance wayfarer might pilfer Odysseus before Odysseus awoke. Then the ship went home again. But the Earth-shaker did not forget his threats of long ago against Odysseus, and he asked Zeus what he meant to do.
Father Zeus, I shall never have any respect in our world. Now mortal men pay me none. I mean the Phaeacians who actually belong to my own family. Here's an example. I thought Odysseus was to reach home in all sorts of misery and tribulation. I did not bar his return altogether, because you had solemnly promised that he should return. And now here are these people bringing him over the sea in a fast cruiser, planting him down in Ithaca, giving him any amount of presents, bronze and gold, and plenty of woven stuffs, more than he could have collected from the spoils of Troy if he had come home with his share intact.
Zeus, cloud-gatherer, answered, Bless my soul, my good Earth-shaker. You mustn't say that. There is no disrespect for you among us gods. It would be great shame to bombard our eldest with the best insults. If a man thinks himself strong enough to refuse your proper respect, you can pay him out of some time yourself. Do as you like about it. What pleases you pleases me. Poseidon, Earth-shaker, answered,
That is what I should have done on the spot, Thundercloud, but I always have wholesome fear of your temper, and I do my best to avoid it. Now then, what I should like to do is to smash that fine ship on the way back from their convoy, that they may stop at once and convoy no more men across the sea. And then I will raise a ring of high mountains about the city.
Zeus, cloud-gatherer, answered, Gentle creature, my temper thinks the best thing to be is this. Wait till the ship is running in, and the whole city gazing at the sight, and turn it into stone to the shore, and let the stone keep shape of the ship, that all the world may wonder. Then raise a ring of high mountains about the city. So Poseidon, Earth-shaker, went straight to Scheria, and there he waited. As the ship came sailing through at full speed, the Earth-shaker turned it into stone and rooted it firmly to the bottom by a blow from the flat of his hand. Then he went away. Odysseus awoke. He lay on his native soil, and he knew it not, since he had not been long absent. For Pallas Athena herself, that divine daughter of Zeus, had covered the place with mist, that she might tell him everything first and disguise him. She wished that his wife and friends might not know him until he had punished the wooers of his wife for their outrageous violence. For that reason she made him find the whole place unfamiliar, the long roads, the wide harbors, the sharp rocks, the growing trees. He leapt up and stood looking round on his native land, then slapped his two thighs with his open hands, and cried aloud in perplexity.
More trouble for me? What kind of men live in this country where I find myself? Men of violence, savages who not know justice, or kind people that know right from wrong? Where can I bestow these goods? Where can I go myself? I wish they had stayed in Phaeacia. I might have gone unto some other powerful king who would have entertained me and helped me on my way. Now I do not know where to bestow all this. I cannot leave this stuff here. One may come and steal. Ah, well, those Phaeacian gentlemen were not altogether just and right-minded men, or would they not have brought me to a strange country, where they promised to take me to Ithaca, and did not do it? May Zeus, who hears the suppliant's prayers, requite them, that he behold the doings of men and punishes sinners. I will just count up and see if they have taken anything away with them.
He counted the tripods and cauldrons, and the gold and all the woven stuffs, and missed nothing. Then he paced along the seashore, thinking with sorrow and grief of his native land. But now came Athena towards him, in the shape of a young shepherd, but someone who seemed to be delicately nurtured, like a gentleman's son. A cloak was folded about her shoulders, boots were on her feet, and she carried a javelin. Odysseus was glad indeed to see her, and moved to meet her, and he spoke out plainly.
Welcome, my friend. You are the first I meet in this place. I beg you to do me no wrong, but save me and save all this. I implore you as if you were God and embraced your knees. Answer me truthfully. What is this place? What country is it? What men live here? Is it some bright island or the mainland shore sloping down to the sea?
Athena answered with her bright eyes glinting.
You are foolish, sir. You have come from a long way off. If you ask questions about this land, it is not so very nameless in the world. Many men know it, both those who dwell towards the east and the rising sun, and those who dwell westwards towards the misty gloom. I grant it is rugged and no place for horses, but it is not a bad place. Although no one could call it broad, it grows a terrible lot of corn and makes its own wine. There is plenty of rain and lustrous grass, good for goats and good food for cattle. Trees of all sorts and plenty of water that never fails. Therefore, good stranger, the name of Ithaca has reached as far as Troy, which they say lies far away from the Achaean land.
Athena smiled, and her bright eyes flashed, and she stroked him with her hand. Now she looked like a tall and majestic woman, clever and intelligent, and she spoke to the point.
A cunning rogue he would be, master of craft, who would outwit you. Even a god couldn't do it. Irrepressible, everlasting schmear, indefatigable, fabulous. Even in your own country you wouldn't desist from your tales and your historiological inventions, which you love from the bottom of your heart. But no more of this. We are both clever enough. You are the Panagon of mankind at planning your storytelling. And I have a name among the gods for cleverness and intelligence, and you didn't know Pallas Athena, the daughter of Zeus himself, your faithful standby and guardian in all your labors? And it was I who made the Phaeacians kind to you. Well, here I am again, to make plans for you, and you hide your treasures which your generous Phaeacians bestowed upon you. All my doing, let me tell you, and to explain the dangers which fate has waiting for you in your own home. Be patient, for you must say not one word to either to man or woman living. Don't tell a soul that you have come back from your wanderings, but suffer all in silence, and put up with the violence of wicked men.
Then the two sat down under the olive tree, and discussed how to make an end to the riotous gallants. Athena began by saying,
Prince Laertes, you are a man never baffled, and now is the time to consider how you have made lay hands on those shameless men, who you for 3 years have been lording in your house and paying court to your incomparable wife. She longs continually for your return, keeps them in hope, makes promises to each, proposes this and that, while she has quite other things in her heart.
Odysseus said,
I do declare I should have met the same cruel fate as Agamemnon Aetes in my own house. If you had not told me clearly what has been going on, my goddess, come on, weave me a plan to punish them. Stand by my side, give me unfailing courage, as when we tore the pretty veil from Troy's head. If you stand by me in earnest bright eyes, I could fight 300 men with you, my queen and goddess, so long as you would really help me.
Athena said to this,
Of course I will stand by your side. I will not forget you when we are about this business. I think those men who woo your wife and devour your wealth will soon be bebatable the floor with their own blood and brains. Now then, I will disguise you so that no one be able to know you. I will shrivel up the sound flesh of that muscular body. I will sweep off the brown crop from your head. I will wrinkle up those beautiful eyes. I will give you rags to wear which anyone would be sick to see on a human being, and you shall seem like a shabby vagabond to the proud gallants, and even your own wife and son.
As she said this, Athena passed her rod over Odysseus. She withered the sound flesh of his muscular body. She swept the flaxen crop from his head. She made the skin of every limb like the skin of an old man. She wrinkled up his beautiful eyes. She changed his clothes into a shirt and a lot of filthy old rags, begrimed with foul-reeking smoke. Upon this she threw a big heart-skin with the hair worn off, and she gave him a stick and a coarse bag full of holes, with a twisted cord to carry it.